seconds ago or whatever. So give it a minute. Let it
Yeah,
cook
yeah.
over. I got more to come, so it's okay.
Okay, did
Scratching
you
the
post the
surface.
paper somewhere?
Oh yeah, I did, bro. I can tag you. I got you. I posted the link because I got really shit internet. Just happy that you guys hear me. So, I can post it again, and I get it. I gotcha.
What's this paper supposed to explain?
How the gravitational collapse of gases to form stars is a thermodynamics violation. Has nothing to do with the flat Earth or anything. We're just talking cosmology here. Mainstream globe Earth, stuff that's not really.
So,
not everybody's united on it, right? So that's
Yeah,
not actually.
the explosion of the universe, the ever-expanding universe we're all in right now, that indeed flat disc shaped, has nothing to do with the flat Earth.
So this says Vera.org is a preprint repository rather than a journal. Articles hosted may not have been verified by peer review and should be treated as preliminary. So, not even sure this has been verified.
Take a look. You can follow it paper by paper and whatever the peer review process means for you. Just read it.
Does anyone else agree with this paper though, or is this just a one-off?
You can find these papers elsewhere, bro. Robotized papers, you can get them from the university who works at it, actually. So that's why it's not just on that website. You can look the dude up and get his papers from the uni or whatever. Check the peer review process, which journal it was published in. Whatever.
Yeah, it's not peer reviewed.
Makes it correct, right? It's published in
No, I mean anybody can.
Science or Nature. Well, yeah, but I got you. 1921, I got a paper from Scientific American about emission theory of light, that your eyeball emits photons, or a ray that moves, and the dude had a contraption. Look it up. Do we believe that shit today? No. So what the fuck? Yeah, it was published, but it's not true. Oh,
so
as mainstream as it fucking comes.
So what
Scientific American, like, go fuck yourself, like,
So what should we take from this? What should we take from this then?
Well, read.
I am reading
just read what different people or different scientists or different professors say, and then formulate your own theory or your own mind. I don't care. You could be globe Earth or flat Earth. It doesn't matter. I'm talking cosmology shit here. It's like it's not as settled as some people say.
So, as a real flat earther, I see lights in the sky, right? And I don't have any cosmology to believe or to dispute over.
So
So the claims in this Pierre Marie Robitaille, a known critic of mainstream astrophysics, his arguments against gravitational collapse, particularly regarding the genus instability and the viral theorem, are not supported by the broader scientific community and often stem from a misinterpretation or misapplication of thermodynamics principles. So,
I already found the Professor Dave explains debunk video of Pierre. If you want to. But in this paper, he doesn't actually says anything. Like, where is paper about this topic with such complication should be much longer than 3 pages. It's not a bluff piece or... I didn't find anything that like show me the meat.
All right, you want?
I see what he's, writing about here. I don't think this makes any sense. Well, I wouldn't say it doesn't make any sense. I think he's just absolutely wrong about whether or not the gas in gravity, undergoing gravitic attraction behaves
I
like
think the other guy's right. Here. Here's a 23-page one. My bad. I should have started off with this one first. My bad.
He's electric universe
guy. A lot more meat. Oh, bro,
Okay.
Listen, attack the argument. Please attack the paper, not the guy. I could give a shit if he lives in a dumpster. It don't matter to me. Electric universe. He's homeless.
No,
Yeah, that's attacking the person and not the argument. I could talk about you wrote something interesting and I want to take a look as an open-minded guy.
Right.
Peer reviewed by me, dickhead. It's like, because you're gonna have to convince me. Like, yeah, that's right.
Convince you, okay, but what's your basis for
yeah, like peer review.
reading this article?
You're my Discord. Listen, you're my Discord peer. You can review something, and I can review the same exact thing. You can agree, and I can disagree. So peer review doesn't really matter. Yeah, if it's your peers, so peer reviewed by peers, let's say, of your own like faculty, it's not good. Let's say I'm a flat earther. I write a paper on flat Earth. I give it to my flat Earth peers to review. It makes no fucking sense. Right? And then when I do it, some may agree, some may disagree. Right? So peer review process is kind of like whatever.
Right.
Opinionated.
So
the editor in chief of the magazine, anyways, the term. Sorry.
Mic check. Okay. So he says in this instance, temperature becomes linked to the total kinetic energy of the enclosed system, where kinetic energy equals 3/2 NK sub GT, where N represents the total number of particles and K is Boltzmann's constant. Note that this expression does not address any contribution to the total kinetic energy which this enclosed system might gain if it were in motion relative to another object. So I think that he is treating star formation like it's a thermodynamically closed system.
Is he? I mean, you have to model the system if you speak thermo, so you don't you got open or closed. We're gonna isolate it. Theoretical shit, but fine. But whatever. But
I'm just saying, if that's what he's doing, that would be a big problem. Because I mean, that doesn't, we don't think that makes any sense.
But if you model as an open system, it's like, what are you exchanging mass with?
Right.
space
but
itself, like,
So-
this shit gets weird.
Well, he's also applying the viral theorem. So the viral theorem has nothing to do with viruses. It has
Right,
to
the
do.
dude.
What's that?
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. Carry on.
It has to do with the balance of kinetic and potential energy in a system. Or I guess the relationship between the total energy in the system as it's whether it's kinetic or potential. However, I think that's so. This is talking about star formation, which apparently, according to science as I understand it, and I could be wrong about this. I'm not any kind of expert in stellar formation. It reaches a tipping point, at which point it undergoes rapid collapse. Like there's very slow attraction, very slow attraction, very slow attraction, and then it reaches a point where, a critical point where it undergoes extremely rapid collapse. And I don't think the viral theory applies to systems that are not in some kind of or near equilibrium. So I don't know. To be sure, he's saying a bunch of stuff which I am not any kind of expert in. So I may have some of this wrong, but it sounds to me like what he's doing. Yeah.
Did you see
Neither
I
am I.
linked a video of 50 minutes explaining all the stuff that he gets wrong?
No, I didn't.
Maybe
I just looking at the white paper.
No, dude. I'm good, man. Look, this guy got plethora of papers, so if the guy that's making the video is refuting him, he needs equivalent papers. This guy, Robitaille, he will, like, write a paper just for you to refute you personally. Like, if you're an academician of his level. Like, so if that guy on video writes a paper, he will reply. Like, him and his buddy, like, dude, they emailed me. Like, they will get back to you. So, what's his name? Crowthers. Like, the Electric Universe guys. So they're pretty active, So if you actually have a scientific, like, argument with them, you can articulate it, write a paper on it, dude. Email it to them. We'll absolutely get back to you.
right. But I think neither of us is on the level to actually check all of this and all these formulas. Because I don't know, unless you bring PhD Tony
Not
here.
from my. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I mean, me and Omni, we don't work with those stuff. We can estimate stuff and say stuff, but we know what you know. We can Google same stuff that you will Google.
So I just looked this guy up. Yeah, I don't know.
Did you see there is few Reddit pages about him scamming?
Bro, he didn't scam nobody. Just hold on. Just stop. Just once you look at his shit, like, just as a scientist, just don't have this. He's not a flat earther, guy. He is absolutely a globe earther.
It doesn't
okay?
matter.
Like, he's not a flat earther.
You can do.
Does, dude. Because you guys have he's just charged up against the guy. Dude has like liquid, like metallic models of the sun, liquid metal models of the sun. Like,
Right,
he's got interesting ideas. All right.
Yes.
Maybe true, maybe not true, but they're interesting. Yes, but they're interesting nonetheless. And he writes stuff. He's serious. He's sincere. He's more sincere than me and you. Like, So.
Okay. Well, anyway, I certainly don't understand all the stuff he's talking about there. Like, how stars are formed is not something I can speak with any. I couldn't reasonably speak about it with any energy, any exactness. So
all gravy, man.
I was just honest. I think even if we want to, we cannot review it on the level that is needed to debunk it. We need a physicist.
I would say. Yeah.
What video is it? I'd like to watch it. What video said it's about star formation or star creation?
It's a white paper that claims that
Oh.
star formation violates the second law of thermodynamics, or all the laws of thermodynamics, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh,
and,
okay.
and there is
I thought it was
video.
just a-
I thought I heard something
Yeah.
different. Okay, I got you.
No, there is a video of Professor Dave debunking this paper and some more, and
Well, I
some
don't want-
Reddit pages.
I don't want to
debunking
debunk it or anything. I was just wanting to read it because I'm doing stuff right now that has to do with stars, and I'm just going to check it out. But I thought it was
Yeah,
a video.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a
I
video.
posted a link
Unfortunately.
for a couple of them.
Yeah. Anyway, so I really am not familiar with the guy. It just seems like he might be.
An oddball.
Yeah, I feel like he might be. Well, he's definitely onto some weird stuff. But yeah, whether I mean, it could.
Yeah.
I don't think you're wrong to
But
say that it's maybe interesting, and I don't.
But it is like Eric Weinstein
I don't-
or whatever. He knows the physics. He knows how to baffle it enough to sound smart and special, but it doesn't mean that it is backed up by reality. Like from reading this
Yeah.
paper, I don't know where is his
Well-
actual connection.
If you want his background and where these guys come from,
No,
so their background.
I mean,
their electric
I-
universe. If you read their papers, if you go look at all Robotai's papers, right? Start from the earliest. All of them are bashing the like Einstein and the theory of relativity, special relativity, and Big Bang theorem. All these, and they get into the mathematics, like a black hole universe, and whatchamacallit, and what's the other fucking sort of universe people describe all the time. They cannot coexist.
So I'm looking at
well,
this
I forgot.
paper specific as a person that did 2 courses in thermodynamics, and I see logic jumps that I don't know where they're coming from or how they connected to the rest of the physics. Maybe because I don't know his original model and how is the sun different from what I'm reading, and I cannot connect why he assumes what he's assuming, because I need to read all the sources here, which he has a lot. And as you
Page
said, the
20.
longer paper, I
Yeah,
need
it has a
to
lot of
actually
logic.
sit for a few hours to tell you
Yes.
that I agree or don't agree. So I want to be honest
bro.
about what I'm saying.
And I truly appreciate that. That's all I wanted to show you. Like, there is actually, like, you wanted to meet, and you're fair. It's like, yeah, it's only 3 pages. You're right. Like, there you go. And he takes you back to Helmholtz and all that. So it's like, there's papers that are linked there, so you can read the other. It should take you a couple days.
Did you link the longer version of this one?
Oh, I did. Yeah, hold on. Let me repost it. Let's see. What's your name? Screen name. I can tag you. Agent?
Imagine. Oh, wait.
Gotcha. Well, this should be it. There you go. I mean, this is where I learned about the Einstein stuff. So how did I learn about like how to solve his field equations? Well, from these guys. I was never really taught that. It wasn't my field. I never studied cosmology, but I did like on my own time. But from these guys, they were interesting. The electric universe guys, they walk you through the faulty mathematics, which other people don't. You know, the black hole universe. Where did it come from? All right, and all that. It's Hilbert's error. There's a page by MIT written on Hilbert's error, and now it's stuck around. Like, and I posted that shit to people all the time, and just black hole universe, like suck a dick. It's like it's a mathematical error, dude. And the Hilbert solution, which is the Schwarzschild solution. which is a black hole universe. The mathematical solution to the Einstein field equation. It's an incorrect solution.
I'm sure when Professor Parks or PhD Tony will be here, they will be more into explaining those stuff.
The problem is if you follow the electric universe guys, I mean, do you think that they're necessarily right about
No.
what you're looking at?
I'm a flat earther, so no. Like, I mean, I don't think I'm right about everything I picked up either. I don't think everybody picks up all the right pieces of the puzzle, but I'm trying to, regardless of the information I like or not. So I went against, man, I used to pair Einstein and all this shit. I studied mechanical engineering. I had nothing to do with fucking Einstein. But then, after learning, Einstein this, Einstein that, you dig into it, I came across the electric universe guys. And they're the ones that actually taught me the math. Like, walk me through it, and it is absolutely faulty. It's like, no, you can't do that. Fuck. So it's like,
are you? What I mean, what if you're wrong about that? What if these people are steering you wrong?
Sure, but then I'm saying MIT is wrong, because when they have a paper, if you Google Hilbert's error, MIT, it's either Stanford or MIT. Then you're going against everybody in the mainstream establishment. I'm not that smart personally. I can't go against all these, and all these guys understand that it is a mathematical error by Hilbert's solution to Einstein's equations. So it's like, if they admit it, okay, then the electric universe guys absolutely got that correct. Where a Big Bang universe and a black hole universe cannot coexist, according to Einstein. They cannot simultaneously coexist. It's both of them are different solutions to the equation. You can't get both when you solve. You either get a black hole, which is Hilbert's, or you get a Big Bang, you have to define these terms anyways, because you got different types of Big Bang universe. You got rotating, non-rotating, charged. It's like you actually have to define these terms before you start solving. So otherwise, what the fuck are you solving for? So you kind of have to pick your universe already.
You know what I like about this?
Okay. Well.
I just want to say, because electric universe is harder to debunk. Therefore, it pulls more people easily. You understand where I'm going?
Yeah, it's good though. It's not.
It is interesting and a challenge for yourself to.
It is. And for me, they debunked Einstein for me, and Hawking's and all the Big Bang stuff. So, Lemaitre and his theory. So it's like, okay. And I'm not saying they have the correct theory either. But I knew since then that the cosmology is incorrect. And I had no clue flat Earth was a thing. 10 years later, I discovered about flat Earth. But
okay. Well,
it was never on my mind.
I'm not that familiar with it, but I think that you may be giving these guys too much credibility.
Oh, hey, one day we can set a date. Just give me some time though, man. I'm a little bit busy and all that. And got shit internet. I'll do a presentation. I'll set up a PowerPoint. I'm extremely rusty on this stuff. This was when I was studying. This was like 2009, 2010. So it's been a minute. So I can go back, review my stuff. Then we hash Einstein and gravity immediately, right? We're not going to play this boat sailing over the horizon bullshit. We're going to jump into the cosmology and fuck Einstein, how he's wrong right off the bat. And by doing that, everybody has to update their scientific terms. When you speak about a Big Bang universe, you got to define it. When you speak about a black hole universe, you got to define it. Is it rotating, non-rotating, expanding, non-expanding, charged or non-charged? All these have to be defined in Einstein's equation. But everybody just throws out these terms willy-nilly. Oh, it's a Big Bang universe. What kind of Big Bang, bro? Which one? What do you mean? There's different types? Absolutely. According to the theory, absolutely. So shit like that. But absolutely, we can do a presentation on that because I was very strong. This I can easily explain to anybody, simple mathematics. It's not hard. We just fold out the tensors of Einstein and all that shit and just explain the terms. and everybody will catch up to Einstein on the same page. Like, okay, all right. So, God willing, we'll set a date. We'll set a date to that.
Are
Okay.
you
That way
sure
it's proper, you know.
you're wait, can you explain how math works with you being a flat earther?
Oh, I love math, bro. What do you mean? I really like math. I don't like I prefer geometry and trigonometry. I'm taught geometry and trig. I don't like mathematics such as calculus. Too dry. I do like calculus 3 because 3-dimensional
Well,
and there's a lot of graphs. So if it's visual and graphy, I like it. If it's dry mathematics, I don't like it.
well, I used to
Series
think
and
that
infinite series and puke.
all you need to not be a flat earther is to know geometry.
Really?
I would think.
Well, you get into the curvature, the 8 inches per mile square and stuff. It's like that's what I thought too. All you need is algebra, know the equation of the circle, and go out on Earth and hey, it's not a circle, because right, we can do a 2-dimensional cross section,
Geometry.
XY
All you need
axis, or algebra. Say, yeah, I agree. Yes, that's all you need. You do it
So,
algebraically, then go out in nature, geometrically confirm it.
So where are you disagreeing with geometry that makes you believe that the Earth is flat?
Oh, personally, I have an observation of an island 69 miles away from the shore, California, and with the naked eye, and I even took a picture with the cell phone. And I shouldn't be able to say I did all the we got all the buoy temperature data, air data, all that. And yeah, I shouldn't be able to see what I saw. So, see a little bit too far, buddy, geometrically. I don't know how that works, but refraction included that. Nah, nope. 69 miles away on the shore, naked eyes. So, correct. You can't see this every day, though. And that's the thing. The conditions have to be correct. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, for me, it still boggles my mind that this doesn't happen every day. But just because it had, like, man, it can't fucking refract that much. Like, okay, not that much, but when it does, it's just crisp and in view. It's like, how in the world? So, there is something else. There's some other stuff. I don't know what's going on with optics. Like, there's no way, of course, I understand everything going on there. But it's not just refraction. There's some other something.
This observation was the correct altitude of the observer represented?
Yeah, I corrected. Yep. Correct.
Okay.
I was at 150 feet elevation, and I checked the elevation of the mountain, something mountain islands off of the coast of California, San Diego. I was in San Diego, so off of that coast, military base. Forgot what it's called.
Maybe when you can share the details, if it's like a solid, even if it's just one example that the global model can't support it, share the details and let them attempt to defend it as best as possible.
Yeah.
I was down there for work, and it was just an accidental capture because guy lives there, and he's like, "Oh yeah, when it's right, you can see the entire all the island." I was like, "Really?" So, and yeah, when the conditions were right, I was able to see the whole thing. It was pretty cool.
But if you really want to, I don't know, to reconfirm for yourself, you can always repeat it and do the calculation for another place and check if you see beyond the curve.
So, judging from how many days I was there and how many days I was able to see it, look, I'm gonna camp there the whole year because some weeks will go by and not one day you'd be able to see it, and then just boom. And it'll be the same conditions. Like if you check the weather conditions, everything is the same. It's clear and all that. Temperature is very similar. Water temp, same thing. You can't see it, but then when you can see all of it. And it's like, all right, what's going on here? But it's interesting. And with the naked eye, man, it's not. His cell phone camera was able to capture it too. Absolutely. For me, the end all be all is forced align, like Brian Mullins, like which is the rectilineator from the 1800s. Done again. Hopefully we don't get concave results. That's just not good.
Wait, did someone do force the line? I thought
Yes.
nobody.
Yeah. Yes, they did. Oh, they did. The problem is, man, they were using wooden beams and shit. 1800s called the rectilineator. Yes, they did, and they got concave. So for me, there's two. Concave Earth has two good points. I'm not a concave Earth, but the Tamarack mine, the plumb bobs that they dropped down the Tamarack mine shafts, they show diverging plumb bobs. There's people saying, "Oh, it was wind and all that," but the other guys are saying, "No, there wasn't." So it's like, so that shows concave, and then the rectilineator from the 1800s also shows concave, which is like, I'm still not a concave Earth.
Right, but
not convinced yet.
But for that example, why do we have only one story like that, and we cannot recreate this observation?
I think it's just funding, man. Funding and like seriousness. Yeah, those guys in the 1800s, they set up to do it and they did it. I think it was like the railroad guys or somebody. I'm not sure who funded it, but the funding came from somewhere. So following the funding is
the guys who did the
money to
rectilinear
build a contraption. Yeah.
I think it was like a break off religious group. The concavers would know more. I don't know specifically, but it was like I want to say like a cult, but like a church or something.
Oh, okay. So religious,
like my point is,
interesting. That's it. That's super interesting.
If something works, you should be able to recreate it, because we recreate the measurements of the curve endlessly all the time. So I would rather believe those measurements than one-time hit. You understand?
If I may,
sure.
What was your observation, my friend? You said it was 50 meters and you got 67 miles or something. Was that it? Off California?
No, the island is the closest part of the island is 69 miles off the shore.
Yeah.
I was just like not even a mile from the shore. My elevation was 150 feet.
Right.
And
about 50 meters.
I was able to see just about the entirety of the island. There's a mountain. There's a large mountain on the island. I can clearly see the bottom of the mountain. So, but that bottom layer with the naked eye, you're looking pretty far out. So yeah, of course there's that fuzz, but damn, you can see the entirety of the mountain, clear, super crisp. And took a picture with the cell phone. Yep, got it, recorded it. I can definitely get it. I sent it to Jesse, actually, and he's the man that checked the buoy temp for me, because I was working. So I was like, oh hey, here's the island. Snapped a picture. I shot it to Jesse, Path of Light, and we looked at. I told him the temp, time, and all that. He looked up the buoy data for me and all that, and it was pretty cool. So I can at least go back to DMs and get it from him for sure.
Sorry, dude. You gave me the long way home there. So 150 feet, and it was 69 miles. That's all I really asked. So yeah. Okay, thanks for that. That was a very enthusiastic answer. Thank you very much. I'm just checking it out myself. I'm getting some funny figures here. So I'm just going back and rechecking my work, because you know what it's like with math. You don't want to say, oh, you got this wrong, and then discover I got it wrong. But yeah, I'm not getting 67 miles at 50 meters. So yeah, okay. But you don't always get it. You can't always see it.
No, yeah.
Were there extenuating
I would say
at all? Was it a nice clear day?
Yeah, it had to be a nice clear day, but not every nice clear day. So that was the problem. Not every nice clear day you can see it. And out of like 90 days, man, I would say maybe 15 days total, so 2 weeks or so in total out of all that you could see it. So it's not an everyday thing.
What season were we in?
That was the winter.
Winter. Okay.
January. Correct.
Right, January. Cool. Okay, thanks for that. I'll just go do some checking.
You bet, man. So January through, February.
Yes.
For sure. I think San Clemente Island, if I'm not mistaken. That name just rings a bell. So you want to check the Google Maps and all that. You get the elevation.
I was just going to go to the island and then do a 69-meter line to the coast. Okay, yep, cool, fair enough. Thank you. Or the observation point. Do you remember that or not?
Yeah. It was in Carlsbad, California.
Carlsbad, where the motocross track is. Excellent. That's an easy one to remember. Beautiful.
Yeah. Just right behind the highway. I think the I-5. You'll see it runs pretty close to the coast right there, right on the coast. That was right behind the highway in those hills. And my elevation, according to everything, maps and altimeter and all that shit, 150 feet. 150 feet. It was a little bit less, 140 and change, but bumped it up a couple more right now.
Yeah.
Round up.
Right. And near Carlsbad, so that makes it sort of, would you call it elevated desert conditions? Is that what you would say? Like, as an individual idiosyncrasy of the place? Elevated desert, yeah? Or is it a bad call?
It was really rainy that season, actually, when I was there. It was insane. It flooded in a lot of places, but yeah, it's got like a desert for sure, dry desert climate, absolutely. And you can see that, according to the person who lives there. Yeah, you can see the island during the summer and stuff. So I have not personally. It was the winter season again.
Great place in the world. In fact, I think Hollywood went there to get as far as they could away from Thomas Edison to stop them suing him. And I think they lucked out, didn't they? Picking California.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
That's what I heard. I read somewhere. Apparently, Thomas Edison, although he was a great inventor, he was also a great courtman. He used to take you to court for doing anything that looked remotely like anything of his. So everyone said, let's just get away from here. And they went and did Hollywood. And that's kind of, the rest is history. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure they all made a lot of money and lived happily ever after.
I think he's the one that invented the video camera, so I'm sure he wanted royalties from these guys.
I think it was more to do with the TV screen. What was the old vacuum tube that we no longer touch? I think the vacuum tube that worked wasn't his, but he had a silver-based one or something that was a cadmium something. It was all the chemistry anyway. Yeah, no, it was. There was a lot of things though, but Edison had lots of inventions. So pretty much anything you invented, he would challenge you on and make you disprove him. So everyone said, "Oh, God, you're making it tough."
Yeah.
In fact, although he was a great inventor, he probably stifled a lot of clever American inventors because you had some real brains trusts over there back then. Everyone was doing lots of shit with everything. Clever dudes, man.
Dude, I think it's at that time, the smartest people ever, I think, lived around that time. It's crazy.
I think it had the opportunity because basically what happened there, you invented, what was it? Oil in Texas, electricity, and how to extrude steel, all within about 40 years of each other. And those sort of technological advances back then were like world beaters.
Yeah, at Carnegie with the steel.
Yeah, the beam, I think. It created the beam, therefore the high rise, therefore blah, blah, blah. What do you call it? Butterfly effect. And oil, that's always a good thing.
And the railroad guys made a killing.
Yeah.
The way.
Could you imagine what it would have been like being 19th century and going to an electric town where there's all these lights like night is now day? You'd be like, holy shit, this is the future. This is like outer space.
Right. Yeah, man, cool. I'll God willing, I'll start getting some of that old information together, get some slides together. Then agent can holler at me with his. He needed scientific backup. So when they arrive, we'll hash it out.